Welcome to episode 2 of this tower defense series. So in this episode we'll create enemy waves. So when I click go over here, you can see enemies spawn in and they go through the level. And when they have passed or you've killed all the enemies, you can press go again for the next round, where there will be more enemies than before, as you can see. And as you can see over here, all the waves will be fully customizable with duration, how many easy enemies there are and how many hard enemies there are. So let me show you how to make this. So what we'll start off by doing is right clicking over here so we can create an empty game object which we are gonna call wave manager, which will keep track of the waves. Then I'll set the position to 0, 0, 0. And then I'll actually double click on the canvas so we can see the entire canvas, and I'll open it up and I'll just copy the wizard right here. So I'll copy that because we're gonna create a go button. So I'll call this go button. So to actually start a wave. Then I'll set the anchor right here, hold shift and click here. So now it's set to this corner instead. And I'll set the position to 2020 like that. Then I'll also scroll down and delete this tower selection UI. Perfect. Now we can click right here and delete the icon. And instead what we're gonna add is a text. So I'll right click on it and I'll go to UI and choose a text mesh pro. And now you have to import TMP essentials. So click right there. Perfect. Let's now close this down and we have it over here. I'll just call this one for go text. And in here I'll write go. Then I'll scroll down and set the font style to bold and the font size to 45. Then down here I'll align it to the center and to the middle like that. Then I'll scroll further down and go to extra settings where I'll set raycast target to false so that we can actually click on the button. Perfect, let's now create the wave manager script. So I'll go to scripts in here and I'll right click and create a mono behavior script called wave manager. In here I'll delete the update function and the comments. And then let's add a few libraries. So we will be using the Unity Engine.UI library for buttons, and we will be using system.collections to create lists. Then I'll actually add another class, which will be up here, and I'll make that serializable. So I'll do system.serializable above it, and then I'll add the public class, which I will call wave data, so we can create a list of this after. And in here we'll have the public float duration, which will be set to a default of 10, and a public int called easy enemies, which I'll just set to 5 as a default, and a public int called hard enemies, which I'll set to 2. And what is so smart about this is that we can now go down here where we can add a public wave data array called waves like that. And then for each wave we can actually change these values. And if I didn't make it serializable up here, you wouldn't be able to see it in the inspector. But then also I'll add a public button called start wave button and a public game object called easy enemy prefab, so we can spawn the easy enemies. And I'll also add one for the hard enemy prefab. Then we'll also add a public transform array, which I'm gonna call waypoints, which will be the path which all the enemies are gonna take. And then I'll add a private int called current wave index, so we know what wave we've gotten to, and a private bool called wave running, which will be false in the beginning. Then in our start function we'll do start wave button .onClick.add listener, where we will do start wave, which will be a function which we will create in just a moment. And when we add a listener, we will listen for a button click, and when the button is clicked, we'll start our wave. So let's add the start wave function. So I'll do public void start wave, where I'll check if wave is running. Well, then we'll just return. And if current wave index is larger than or equal to waves.length, well, then we'll also return because we have no more waves left. And then we can start our coroutine, which will be called run wave like that. So let's create that right under. This will be an enumerator, so a coroutine, and we'll call it run wave like that. And in here we'll set wave running to be true, and start wave button .interactable will be false, so we can't click the button. Now what we'll do is do wave data wave equals waves, where we'll input the current wave index, and then we'll loop through all of the easy enemies. So we'll do int I equals 0, I is less than wave.easy enemies, and I++. Where we in here will do spawn enemy, which is a function we'll create where we will input the easy enemy prefab, and then we'll yield return new wait for seconds, where we will wait for the parentheses wave.duration divided by 3, so a third of the duration, and we'll also divide that by the wave.easy enemies like that. Then let's just create this spawn enemy function down here, which will just be a void spawn enemy, where we have a game object as an input called prefab. Perfect, we'll create that in a minute. So let's go back up here, and after we've looped through all of the easy enemies, well then we can copy this one and do it for the hard enemies. So we'll do hard enemies, and in here I'll do hard enemy prefab, and over here I'll do hard enemies as well. Then under all of this, we can do yield return new, wait for seconds once again, where we will wait for the last third of the wave. So we'll do wave duration divided by 3. And after the wave is over, we can do wave running equals false, and start wave button dot interactable will again be true, so we can click on the button, and current wave index will just plus that, so we increase it with 1. Let's now create the spawn enemy. In here we'll do game objects, we'll call it for enemy, equals instantiate our prefab, so our input, comma, we'll set it at the position of waypoints 0, so the first waypoint dot position, comma, quaternion dot identity for the rotation. Then we'll do enemy, which is a script we're gonna create in a minute, so it will just be called enemy like that, and I'll write enemy equals e.get component enemy, and it will give us an error right now because we haven't created the enemy script, but don't worry about that. Then we'll do enemy.waypoints equals waypoints. So let's now create the enemy script so we don't have this error anymore. So go into Unity and right click over here and create a new mono behavior script called enemy. And in here I'll delete the start function and the comments, and then I'll add a public float called speed, I'll set to 2, and a public transform array called waypoints. Now we can do private int current waypoint, which will be equal to 0 in the beginning, and then in our update function we'll first check if waypoints is equal to null or waypoints.length is 0, well then we'll return, and if not, well then we can actually move. So we'll do transform target, so this will be our target transform, which will be equal to the waypoints dot current waypoint, and our vector 3 direction will be equal to parentheses target dot position minus the transform dot position dot normalized, and then we can do transform dot position plus equals the direction times our speed times time dot delta time, and then now we need to check if we have reached one of the waypoints. So we'll do if vector 3 dot distance transform the position comma target the position. If this is less than 0.05, so very close, well then we'll do current waypoint plus plus, so we add one to the current waypoint, and we'll also check if current waypoint is above or equal to our waypoints dot length, so the last waypoint basically, well then we will just destroy the game object and we've reached the end of the level. Perfect, now we can just head into the wave manager again, and let's write this with a small capital letter P, like that. And let's now head back into Unity, where we will click on our wave manager and we'll assign the wave manager script to that. Then let's now assign some of this stuff. So first off we have the start wave button, so let's just drag the go button onto there. And we haven't created the enemy prefabs yet, so we'll assign them in a bit. But let's open up this one called waves, and we'll click the plus icon and click right there. So this is our first wave. I think it should last for 15 seconds. I think there should be 5 easy enemies and 0 hard ones. Let's create another one, 15 seconds again, and this time I'll do 8 enemies. Then I'll click once more, where I'll do 15 again, and this time I'll add 2 hard enemies. And then a last one, where I'll have 2 easy enemies and 8 hard ones. Perfect, so now we have created some waves. And let's now add the waypoints. Double click on our wave manager, so we're down here again. And then I'll right click over here and create an empty game object, which we will call waypoint 1. And I'll click right here and move this to where our enemies should spawn. So I want them to spawn up here. Then I'll duplicate this one and move one over here, and I'll call this waypoint 2. And then I'll keep doing this for each corner. And then the last one we're going to place over here, and they're going to be destroyed automatically when they get there. And I'll call this one number 8. Perfect. Let's now assign all of these to be a child object of the wave manager. Then let's click on this one again, and we have our waypoints over here, and now it's empty. So I'll lock the inspector over here. Then I'll select all of the waypoints and I'll drag them onto here where it says waypoint, and this automatically adds them all. And let's now create the enemy prefabs. So we'll do that by going to assets and going to sprites, UFOs. So I'll just drag the first one in and the second one in. Then I'll unlock this one and I'll click on our first UFO, and I'll call this one easy enemy, and the second one for hard enemy, and on the easy enemy I'll add a enemy script, and the speed will just be 2, and for the hard enemy right here, I'll add that one. The speed will be 3, so it's a bit harder. Then I'll click on assets and go to prefabs, where I'll select both of these and drag them in here so they're now prefabs, and I'll delete them in here in the scene, like that. So now we can go to our wave manager and assign the easy enemy prefab and the hard enemy prefab. So I'll drag the easy one onto there and the hard one onto there. Perfect, now we can hit play and see it all in action. So let's click on go. And yep, the enemies spawn, and there should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Let's now hit go again and see the next wave. And yep, it's a lot harder, more enemies. Let's hit go again. And yep, now there's a hard enemy too, which is faster. Perfect, I hope you liked this episode. In the next episode we'll actually make the towers shoot at the enemies. So it's not just a tower game, it's a tower defense game, so we can actually defend. And also, since you've stayed for the whole video, I know you will like my school community in the link in the description. In there you will be part of a community and you will master Unity with all of the courses and get direct access to me. So check it out in the link in the description and have an amazing day.